All right, Tuesday night's weather for Weather Geeks. Let's go in depth. Let's take a deep dive into the Mahoning and Shenango Valley weather situation. A little review first, then talk about the next couple of days. Then we'll start to take a look at the longer range as well. I talked about this at 6 o'clock on 21 News. The numbers are a little deceiving at the airport for rain so far this month because the airport did see numerous thunderstorms last week, putting that location up in Vienna at 1.55 inches for the month, and that's only a little below average. But a lot of us have not seen that much rain, and I'll tell you, it's really brown out there right now. We really could use a couple of days of wet weather, and we have the chance to pick up some needed rain in the next couple of days. 90 degrees today for the first time in 2016. That was our forecast, so we did hit it right on the nose today. I think 19 days now is our longest accuracy streak of the year. And our 2016 accuracy in the 2-degree guarantee is at 75%. Just a review of that. We challenge ourselves to be right within 2 degrees each and every day. You may have heard of the old 3-degree guarantee by some stations in years past, but we like to challenge ourselves to be within 2 degrees. And you know, I've been keeping spreadsheets since 2014 of our forecasts, other sources' forecasts, and we do have the most accurate forecasts for the valley. There's no doubt about it. All right, so number of 90-degree days in Youngstown over the past 10 years. 2012, of course, was a very hot summer. And then the last few have not been all that hot. We had 6 90-degree days in 2013, none in 2014. We had 4 last year, and today, of course, was the first one for this year. We average 8 or 9 per year. And as far as the first one of the year, we are ahead of schedule, at least in terms of the last few years. Last year, July 28th was the first one, back in 2013. It was July 15th. Now, as far as the 30-year climatology, we're actually behind schedule when you look at this. The 30-year average is June 26th for that first 90-degree day of the summer. All right, we spent most of the afternoon with dew points in the 50s. The air mass was nice and dry today. It was hot outside. But the air mass was dry. The sky was a deep color of blue. It wasn't hazy like it is when it's really humid. Great visibility today. Be a lot different tomorrow. But this evening, the dew points are starting to creep up. And notice the dew points to our south and west close to 70 in Columbus and in Zanesville. We had some showers and storms earlier in far southeast Ohio, down towards Parkersburg and Marietta, and down into West Virginia. Those have since fizzled. I can't totally rule out some sort of passing shower overnight tonight, especially in Columbiana County. But that will be the exception, not the rule, and I'm expecting this activity to fizzle, the stuff that's out here across Michigan and into northern parts of Indiana. So here's a look at our high-res futurecast for Wednesday. A lot more humidity tomorrow, and as far as rain goes, once we get into the afternoon, I can't rule out some sort of pop-up thunderstorm. So 20 to 30% chance kind of a thing. And we might see a couple of storms roaming around as we get into the evening as well. Overall, not much rain tomorrow, but you might get a heavy downpour in some spots. I think there's a better chance on Thursday, although our model here is not real impressed with it. There's a cold front heading our way, but the atmospheric dynamics upstairs in the atmosphere aren't real great for severe weather on Thursday. Could there be some drenching thunderstorms in spots? Absolutely, but not real concerned about severe weather. And then that front sags off to the south and east on Friday. Our RPM model here is looking kind of ominous with this area of rain maybe tracking back our way Friday. Don't buy that at this point. There's no other modeling that supports that idea at the moment. So our hour-by-hour rainfall breakdown for tomorrow, again, 30, perhaps 40% as we get into the late afternoon and into the evening. I will not cancel those outdoor plans. Severe weather risk for Wednesday night. The Storm Prediction Center does have a slight risk out in Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Louis. A scattered severe storms possibility out there. We are in the low risk here in northeast Ohio, western PA, which means any severe weather tomorrow would be extremely isolated, I think. I'm not real concerned about it for tomorrow. Look, my day 3 slight risk disappeared. Well, if you could see it, you would see that there's a low risk, once again, kind of in this zone through here on Thursday. Again, we do have a cold front coming our way Thursday, but there's not a lot else going for the possibility of severe weather. It's a warm, humid air mass, cold front coming, but what we call the dynamics upstairs in the atmosphere just aren't real impressive. I don't want to poo-poo it too much because, the possibility is there for some drenching thunderstorms, and there's still a small chance for a severe thunderstorm, but again, it is small. Dew point trend over the next several days. Again, dew points peak over the next few, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hey, not bad for the Trumbull County Fair. Anything else you want to do outdoors I think it's going to be a real nice weekend. Mid-80s, low 80s Saturday, mid-80s on Sunday. With dew points like this, it looks like a very nice midsummer weekend. Let's talk about next week's heat. Been advertising this since last week, really, that we could have a real hot stretch coming. This is a look at the European model temperature forecast over the next couple of weeks. What you see here for next week, right around the 21st through the 26th, is really consistent upper 80s. When you're seeing this kind of a signal on an ensemble model 10 to 14 days out, that's a pretty strong signal. A lot of times the models kind of revert closer to climatology in the longer range. But you're seeing a pretty strong signal here for some sustained heat. And these numbers could even be lowballing it, depending on where the center of our ridge wants to set up. This is an impressive looking pattern for middle of next week. Here's a look at Tuesday. Big heat dome, this ridge of high pressure centered over Oklahoma and Kansas. Probably some thunderstorms trying to form on the top of that and cascade down through the Great Lakes. And then as we go towards Wednesday and Thursday of next week, that's when the heat really becomes intense across the Midwest. This could be the kind of pattern that produces 100 in Chicago. And again, if this ridge axis that's right here shifts to like right here, which isn't a huge change, that's the kind of pattern that we see mid-90s for highs in. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen just yet, but this ridge doesn't have to budge too far to the east before we start talking about some pretty intense heat here. By Northeast Ohio, Western PA standards, I don't think we see 100. But I don't want to rule out yet that we see mid-90s for a couple of days, middle and especially latter portions of next week. And it looks actually pretty hot into that following weekend as well. All right, I thank you for watching the Tuesday Night Weather for Weather Geeks. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 11. More Weather Geeks is heading your way on Thursday, but not tomorrow, because I'm playing with Candace and Derek in the Freedom Warrior benefit golf outing at Avalon Squaw Creek. So looking forward to that. So I will be out of the office tomorrow. Andrew will be pinch hitting for me on 21 News at 6 and 11 tomorrow.